Hi, Sumit. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, as you know, I'm a huge fan of all the work that you have been doing. And since the last time we connected, not last time, but since the first time we connected back in the last year, it has been truly an amazing thing to see all the different variety of things that you are engaged in. And especially, all of them have the underlying theme of impact and giving back. So while of course you have a day job, you also and not just any day job, you actually lead a lot of things in your respective choice, career, etc. You have a very strong sense of how I can build things back, or how I can give back to the community I come from, how I can instill in the future that you can go and claim it. So I'm only kind of seeding the things that you have been doing. I don't want to reveal everything, but uh, there is no one medium that you utilize. You have your day job cut out for you. You have a sense of movie making that you are engaged in. You have a sense of mentoring that is ingrained in your personality. So I would love for all of the other people as well to hear about all the inspiring things that you do. So, how would you introduce yourself or define yourself as a brand, and talk to me a little about the journey that has made you who you are today?
Thank you, Priyanka, for giving me this opportunity. And I am really thankful for this kind of interaction and conversation we are doing. And to know more about me, I'm just a person, a simple learner that I can't say. Being apart anything else, I'm still learning. So, as a professional, I'm a civil engineer from NIT Patna. I have done my schooling all across India. My father was in Air Force, so we traveled along Delhi, Nasik, Chandigarh, Agra, and for the engineering, of course, in my roots from the Bihar. So that was the 4 year where I really lived in Bihar. I will talk more about Bihar in later part. And then after, I have been into many big construction companies of India. Right now, I am working with Excel Infra as a head of contracts department for the Indian business operations. And apart from that, as you said, I do many things apart from my day job. You can't say day job, it's a kind of daily job that I do. Apart from my regular job, I do mentoring. I am a mentor for the incubation center of Darunga College of Engineering, situated in Bihar. I'm also a startup India mentor on the portal of Bhaskar, India. And apart from that, I am advising many startups in Bihar, like D2D Youth Story, Dice Club, and I have also joined on the advisory board of the Edron classes. So the primary objective of doing all those things is to make something different. And what and why is what I have not been attained and not been taught or not able to get in when I was in that age when it is required to, I want to just make an impact in that. As you said, I'm also into the movie making. So movie making is more particularly to the my Maithili, that is my Matrabhasha. So I have been associated with the national award winner Nitin Chandra, and I have contributed many of his videos starting from year 2022. I have been with him for any video what he has released on the Bejod YouTube channel. That is from Sia Dhia, then to having the recently launched Jackson Hall that has been premiered into International Film Festival of India at Goa in November 24. And now it is trending into the OTT platform of Government of India, Doordarshan. So this is something that I do, and there are many other plans that I will going to discuss upon. And apart from this, I'm a father. I am a Indian, and I am a Mathil. So that's accomplished more than what we really do into 9 to 6 job, and you can say a part of quarter of the 24 hour. So I just have the version of anybody that if you have 100% of utilization of a 24 hours, you have to do everything. You have to do your things for the passion you have, the profession you have, and also the thing that you have to get back to the society. So that's all from my side, from a personal point of view.
Wow, I think the best part is that you have kind of focused on, there is no one person who is just themselves. There are so many brands that we represent, and the brands that we become, and that kind of it doesn't define us, but we end up influencing all of it. So that's what truly a holistic growth is. But I think one question, and by now whosoever is my audience right now is being able to understand what I meant by starting with the fact that you are doing a lot of things, utilizing a lot of mediums when it comes to giving, kind of giving back to the society and creating an impact. But my first question before anything else is, basis what you've shared, how do you manage so much, with such enthusiasm? And you still, I have seen that you're very collaborative. You reach out to people, you network, and with an intent to, create a collaborative ecosystem. So, how do you keep that enthusiasm, and how do you manage so many things
See,
all at the
what
same
I
time?
it's I think it's all in your mind. I can definitely say it's all in your mind and how you are prioritizing the things. People can utilize their time just wasting.
So you okay. So I was just hearing you, and now I just cannot help imagine that you're doing so many things at the same time and with such enthusiasm. And you continue to reach out to people, you create a collaborative ecosystem. And I think by now, anybody who's listening to this knows that you are kind of, an influencer at multiple levels and layers of the ecosystem yourself. So tell me, how do you manage all of this at the same time, and how do you keep that enthusiasm going?
I think it is all in the mind and your priorities that drive you out for doing anything. You have all of the person in the whole of the world at 24 hours. So nobody can say that he can steal the time from this or he can have the extra time. So it's all upon you what is requirement and what you prioritize. As you said, I have a definitive attention to my the first job. Definitely, that is the first thing. But apart from that, actually, I'm living in Delhi, and my previous office was in Gurgaon. Now it's in Noida. So there is a travel time of around 2 hours that we do one way. So around 2 to 3 hours we do on traveling. So utilize that kind of time for talking to the persons I think that are required to be concerned and to know and more to hone our skills and to have awareness about. Next, it's all about if you really have the hustle in you that you can do, you can. It's on the weekends, it's on the free time. People used to scroll to the social media. I don't do. I do which is required, and I want to see the future for 10 years from now and to guide the students on that platform. So it's not only me, it's a whole ecosystem that is helping me out, and it can't be done by a person here. So it's all when you have been surrounded with the persons that are having the same kind of compassion, the same kind of energy, they can help you in making all things out. So it's a teamwork rather than seeing me as a person where you are able to see there's lots of things happening.
Very well put. I think that is very true. So when you end up creating something, just like you influence a lot of levels of the ecosystem, you become part of it and you garner strength from it. I think that's an important message for anybody who is looking forward to how they can prosper when they are trying to create their own impact. I think it is in the sense of depending as much on others as much people are depending on you. And as I just stated, yes, it's a beautiful message. Tell me, how has the journey been so far, and what are the two things that you're most grateful for? Because I think gratitude is, when we start with gratitude, it is a magnet for all good things to come to us.
Exactly. So the journey so far, as I said, I started schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya, and I have been schooled there for up to class 12th. So I born in Bihar itself, but not been there for so many years as every Bihari of that age has migrated, and me and you also a part of that community. So my father was in Air Force. He joined Air Force just in the age of 18. He is now no more with us. I will let you know how it all happened and what is the gratefulness that I have been with him. So after the joining Air Force, me, I have a younger brother also. He's right now in Bangalore working with IT company, and we started schooling from Nasik. That was a small place of Air Force station. I have been there for up to class two. Then we moved to Chandigarh, the city which has been made by Lee Corbusier, and it's really a great city of India where we're able to see how the things has been made from the man's point of view, from a future point of view, even a civil engineering point of view. That became a part of my education in later point of time. Then we moved to Agra, the foremost Taj Mahal, the eighth wonder, you can say. So I
Yes.
have been there for 3 years. Then I moved to Delhi, and the reason for moving Delhi for any Bihari is to have a good kind of education and kind of higher education. So my father has been taken voluntary retirement in 1998. We have been into Delhi from there only. So it's almost 27 years we are in Delhi. So I have passed Kendriya Vidyalaya Vikas Puri 12th in year 2002. Then after I have been for civil engineering course in NIT Patna. So when I was in NIT Patna, that was a thing that I really will share. That up to class 12th, I have not been involved in any of the extracurricular activities. I'm just a shy boy, just an introvert. I'm speaking, you're able to see me on the very stage. I'm not like that. I'm just a boy who's clapping for the others when they have been cheered for taking other things in sports or the other activities. So I'm only a boy who just cheered to the others, not for me. But when I joined NIT Patna, so that was a changing time for me, and I'm grateful for that. That's the alma mater, and it's really something that have been challenged. It usually happens the other way around. People come from Bihar to Delhi for education, but I am the sole person in the whole of the 50 or 60 students of my civil engineering batch that has been from Delhi to Patna. My father was there, my mother is there, so I'm there just to have an education. And it's more about, I don't know what happened. It was also a journey when I have traveled. It was first time I traveled from Delhi to Patna with a Rajdhani Express. My father was just a retired person that point we could able to afford. But since what was hot happened actually, that I have enrolled for a college education Delhi only. And the day when the counseling was there, and the day before was my last examination here. So I can't afford because the admission is also not sure. So I have given the examination in the second half, taken the Rajdhani directly, and it was first Rajdhani experience. And in that, I was in the two minds whether I have to take the civil engineering or not. In year 2003, civil engineering is something that's not so much persuaded. People are more often going for the computer science or the electronics and many things. So I don't know how it happened. A person who is sitting in front of me, he was a civil engineer, and I have asked him that I'm going for a counseling session. So what is the prospect of civil engineering? Though I'm having many things in my mind that government is focusing more on infrastructure and making a boom in the coming years, but still nobody was there in my even whole village, whole family that was an engineer. Okay, so I'm the first engineer in that terms that has taken this decision, and that also taking that education from a ill state called Bihar. So it was all like you are taking everything for a challenge. But he said, if you are having a long-term vision, you should go for. So in the next morning, when I been to the counseling session, I just chosen that college that yes, I have to be, and this is going to my next profession and my whole career. So that was the mind. So when I was in college, so again the placement problem was there. No companies coming to the campuses, but ultimately I have driven the placement session there also. I was a placement coordinator, and at that point of time when no company was coming, ultimately in year 2007, we got 166% of placement for civil engineering batch. So every one of us is having two jobs in their hand. And I have been applauded by the placement committee, also from the director for that. Because for Bihar, placement is something that is a nightmare. Nobody can even imagine for. And I have also been placed in Punjaloid. That was the one of the top 10 companies in India at that point of time. So I have been there for 6 years, but I was a civil engineering student, and now I'm working for a domain called contracts management. That is all different from civil engineering. So I was happy that I should be in the core company. I have to be part of India's growing economy and infrastructure. So I have been there for the big companies, but the kind of domain I would like having in mind that I should have something that is more related to analyzation, more related to the contract formulation, and more related to writing. So that was my flair of writing that has taken me to this shape and today where I am. And it's not only civil engineering. the kind of skill set or the kind of upskilling even the today is required. I have done MCIRB from CIRB London, and also done postgraduate diploma from Nalsa University Hyderabad. So it's a continuous improvement. You can't just depend upon your degrees or what you have taught in your schools or in college. You have to continuously going to have an upskilling as per the requirement of the industry, requirement of your job. So that I already taken. So in last 18 years, I have worked with Larsen Tubro, I have worked with Punj Lloyd, I have worked with Soma Select, I worked with SL Infra, and lastly with the GR Infra projects. I have been there for 5 years, 10 minutes. And now I'm with Jackson Infra that is having its own presence in India, and also we are taking the projects outside India also. It's a great kind of accomplishment, also challenge within that I have to take upon. So that is the path I'm taking in terms of professional things. When I was in college, I said I was just an introvert, but I taken no, I have to take a different route forward. So, but I was not having an IIT degree. Every 12th class student in Bihar or in northern India is having an IIT G kind of Z that I have to be in IIT. I was not been there. I was not that kind of bright student, whatever the reasons and all. But I thought, yes, IIT degree should be with me. So I have visited IIT Kharagpur. I have visited IIT other IITs and IIT Guwahati, Delhi College of Engineering, and IIT Jamshedpur. In year one only of college, I got the Mr. Utkarsh. That was the personality contest there. So I have been the first Mr. Utkarsh for the first culture fest of Utkarsh that is still going on in IIT Jamshedpur. And just being there, I got many fan following in the year one only. So whole of my college is again me
Awesome.
that a person is there who has represented NIT Patna and got the Mr. Achievement Award there. And it was great journey in the college. I have taken culture society. I have been with the media. At that point of time, also I have given an article in the Bihar Manthan, that is a publication by South Korea, and where I have given my vision of development of Bihar. So at that from that point of Bihar, the point of time only, I have the vision to develop Bihar, but don't know how to go about it. So when I been to my profession, it's just going on. I've not bothered more about because I've not been into Bihar. But after a point of time, I said I lost my mother and father both 2 years back. I lost my father in COVID in year 21, and after that a year my mother also passed due to cancer. So that was a changing moment for me, which made me realize that nothing is constant here, everything changes. So whatever you have done and whatever you are doing should make an impact, if not at least for you, for the coming generations. And coming for why I contributed more to the Mathili, I said today my mother is not there, but my mother tongue is always there. And in the coming years or the coming months, somebody would ask, even my son will ask, that Papa, what is the Mathli and what is the good videos on Mathli? What we can understand from this? If you go with the internet and see Bihar, it will be reflected more about Bhojpuri and vulgar songs. So that was a point of concern for me, that if I am going to make something from my own state and give that kind of examples, why should anybody going to get back to Bihar or even invest into? So the first thing it is required to have a good kind of content into your own Mathili or your Matrabhasha. Even when we are in schools, we are not being known more about Matrabhasha or the mother tongue. Even I was thinking Hindi is my mother tongue. So, but at certain point of time, I got to understand that Hindi is not anybody's matrabhasha. It's a regional thing that like Mathili or the Angika, the Bhojpuri or Maghi, there are the basic languages of the Bihar and basic language of the Matrabhumi or the Matrabhasha. Basically, the Matrabhasha is something which your mother speaks and by which your mother is connected with their roots. And when you're connected with your Matrabhasha, definitely you're going to connect with the roots. And this same happens with other parts of India, and that's why they are developed. If you talk about Maharashtra, you talk about Punjab, you talk about Gujarat, nobody shies just talking about their own Matrabhasha, even in the corporate offices. They're just making it flawless. But for our Bihari or for other parts, it's not like that. We depend more upon the Hindi and some bit on English, but not. We are very much proud to speak in our Mathli language. So I tried to make this a challenge and just helping out this to have a good content in that, and that is the way I'm taking out.
Wow, that's like very bold and broad brushstrokes to multiple things, and then you've hit on a lot of things, your journey, your challenges. First of all, really sorry for your loss, but I just am very inspired by the fact that you took inspiration from it, and that has got you connected to doing so much. And a little note here, in terms of the similarity that we share. Just like you went back to Patna, I went back to Ranchi, which was former Bihar, but now Jharkhand's capital. And I think there's a very strong pull when it comes to your own roots. And till you have been able to satiate your own need and understanding of what my identity means, where do I come from, and you create a certain sense of awareness, understanding, belongingness around it. Only then you're able to really respect other cultures, and represent
Priyanka, I
what.
think there is a network issue. I think voice is breaking in between.
Wow. So this entire magnanimity of what you've shared, right? It has such bold brushstrokes of multiple things that you've talked about, your vision for, giving back. And in fact, I think there's a lot there around living the problem when it comes to giving back to the community. And yeah, I'm very sorry for your loss, of course, but I just am inspired by the fact that you took so much inspiration from it, and you try to make it the foundation of all the good that you want to do in the world. A little, kind of an interesting parallel that we have here is, just like you went back to Patna, I went back to Ranchi, to pursue my master's from XISS at that time. And when I was going back for my MBA, people asked that you are based out of Delhi. Why do you want to go there? And though Ranchi is not Bihar now, it's former Bihar, but it's now Jharkhand. But we
Yeah.
don't feel the difference, right? So I think there was this sense of that pull that you have of going back, living in your own around your own language speaking people, and sometimes it is that sense of awareness that you end up creating in your own identity, that okay, this is who I am, this is where I come from. And once you have that belongingness, that sense of awareness, etc., you become, in fact, you come out and even better person. When you respect your own culture, you tend to become somebody who respects all cultures. And I think that's just like they say, everything's rooted in how you are at home. So probably that becomes the key to everything. um, but going back to the themes, you talked about your journey, you talked about your challenges. Talk to me about the initiatives that you've taken specific to youth mentorship. So you lived the problem. I think I'm sensing that the roots go back to NIT Patna probably, but how did you come up with an entire startup around it? And this is, I think, where I would love to hear more about youth story, something that a lot of people are trying to do. In fact, I've seen that some of my friends in other countries as well, like even based out in Africa, they have this whole sense of, no, let's empower the youth so that it becomes the future, and they're able to really navigate us into a better horizon. So a lot of focus has been around the world. So as you speak of youth story, I would also like you to touch upon how, or rather, what are the best practices, or kind of ways of working that they can take, or the success mantra, as they say, that they can take back and kind of implement at their ends also, something that becomes a global conversation, rooted in literally the roots of the country, wherever we are.
Yeah. So talking about the youth mentorship, even at the college days, I was doing this mentoring, and that was for the first year, second year student when I was in year four. So that was a kind of passion, or you can say the inherent quality I have. But I have not got any platform to do so at large. So it happened in year 2023 itself that I met a person called Harsh Rajput. Hers at that point of time are only 17 years old, I met him even in the campus of IIT Patna itself when I've been to Patna for some work. And when I seen the enthusiasm of him and the other persons like him, I'm just giving a background of Harsh. He's just 17 years old and he come from very marginalized family, not having that kind of resources and the kind of money to even study upon. But he has taken a long leap, even taken his research from class 9. That was a rare for any Bihari student. And right now, his research has been taken to IITs. And even yesterday, just want to inform that the Minister of Skill Development, when he came for 11th convocation at IIT Patna, has applauded him in front of the whole of the crowd for that invention. He has also taken that invention that is around to sense the kind of adulteration of the chemical that we have in food, and that he is still only 18 years. Okay,
Wow.
and he has taken this to the Bangkok for representing India. It is only one startup for the whole of India to be checked upon. So his kind of determination and I said that he's having a kind of understanding that anybody at any point of time can do with whatever resources he can. And as you said, youth. But I believe that Indian youth is having that kind of enthusiasm and kind of determination that can change the world, even changing. You are in America, you're able to see the Silicon Valley is also being populated by the Indian youth itself. So Indian youth is something that need to be cherished and celebrated upon. But what is happening basically in India or in the parts of Bihar or the UP or in the other states where the awareness is less, the people are more going towards the traditional courses like engineering, medical, CA, or the law, but not the other kinds of things. What I have been into, what you have been also, that we are engineer basically. So we have been engineer by only by teaching, not by profession and not even by working. Engineering is a whole sum of different aspects. Even the people who are doing engineering right now not knowing what engineering itself is, but their passion develops in something else. If I talk about when I was in college, we are not having the privilege of understanding the things what is away from all those things. The internet is not very fast. The kind of YouTube is was not there. The kind of mentorship, the kind of platform, the LinkedIn was not there. But now everything at this point of time is accessible even to a person who is living in a state of Bihar in the district headquarters, even in villages. So there's no dearth of awareness. The only thing we need to cheer them up, we need to give them a platform where they can able to take their passion into profession. And that was my thing that I was in mind. And when I collaborated with Harsh, taken into that we should take it with the larger population. At D2D Youth Story, it's a platform basically that has been made by youth, made for youth, and it's not only being only for Bihar. It started from Bihar for Patna, but not. But now it has taken a long shape across India. It has been recognized by IITs, it's recognized by the ministries, it's recognized by IIT Patna, and many other platforms. We have done MOUs with almost all engineering colleges across Bihar, and we have taken that we will give you the kind of awareness, the kind of membership, mentorship, and we are doing many online podcasts with industry experts so that the people could able to understand what is actually happening in industry and what is the other way around from the regular kind of professions that we or our parents see in the last generation. So it's a platform to make you accessible with the industry experts, to have the internships, to have the understanding of the new age jobs. And I basically want that people at this point of time of youth should prepare for next 10 years, not only for the placement for the last year. They should know what is going to happen in next 10 years. And we are in the age of AI, we are in the technology. So it's not only that you're going to write anything and going to pass examination, you're going to have the degrees and going to have the placements. The changing times of recession will always come. The kind of job firing will always be there. It's all about how you are going to be resilient. If you are there, you can able to understand the things and come back with the same energy whenever you fall down. It's the thing that really needed to be acquired by a youth of this stage. When they are in the era of social media, the kind of negative energy, the kind of the social media campaigns that is more developing in and around youth. So it's more about what not to do rather than what to do. So this platform will going to give you a platform where you are having all the good activities that you need to focus upon, whether in class 9, whether you are in colleges, or whether you are in initial job. So there's a huge youth in India. Even you can talk about the Indian youth. It could be more than any country's whole population for many of the developing countries. So we are having that kind of understanding that we can able to develop the youth. You can able to change the India, and that is even the same government of India is also thinking about empowering the youth nation, taking the Atmanirbhar and taking the skill development courses. But they are government catered. As you already said, it's not always the government has to take the lead. We, the civil society, we, the profession, need to have. So it is not only me. I have taken with many collaborations with many individuals across board, across the world itself. You can say like you, that has taken this step to make our today's population, to make them connected with the future generation youths or the future generation leaders across industries. It's not only in India that you can go for only the engineering streams or medical, even that are very much competitive. But even after that much of competition, the kind of placements you are having, that is not sufficient even to sustain upon.
Yeah.
And the kind of enthusiasm a person can have. I have seen the students when during my interactions, they are having a varied kind of passion. Somebody is there, he want that he should have a music as a profession, but don't know how to go about it. Somebody is there, they want that they have a space as something that they can go upon. But there is no particular course is there. Even I can say about me as a contract management, there is no course at part specifically groomed for contract management professional or even a contract law and a construction on India. Though it is a big field, there are many coming aspects, many fields are there. The person not even knowing upon. So there are more than 300 plus career options that a person can choose upon after 12th only, and that can give them whatever money, whatever kind of mental peace they can. The second thing I told talking about today is the mental health. The people at this point of time are very different. There are lots of competition. There are lot of things that are into. They are kind of deprived of the family things, because what happening that after 12th they are just going to colleges. Their family are somewhere else. Even when they go for the jobs, even I have been into metros in Delhi NCR. PZs are there, so they just going with their own thing and with the social media. So they bring their own culture to the social media. They go through whole of the life through the other things, what other won't make them see. It's not about what you search, it's more about feed that they are going to give. People rarely search for their interest. It's all about what they are being given into. So I just wanted to have this platform where people can ask anything to anybody. Coming to my LinkedIn, even 1.5 years back, I'm not very much linked with the LinkedIn. Even less than 500 followers I have. Right now I have more than 5,000. So I have taken this as a platform where we can able to see the decision makers. We can able to see the world. So if we have training the students in Bihar, the engineering college, to have their LinkedIn IDs. And you will be amazed to know that not more than 20% of students in engineering students are having known about the LinkedIn is there something. So something that is needed to be persuaded, needed to be given the profile. People right now are not asking industry about the CV or the resume. They want your
True.
LinkedIn profile. They want your something that you have done during your college days. It's not about one page that is going to give you your 10,000 job only. So it's all about how you present yourself during your college. Even you can able to make more impact because you're a student at Oxford. That how the study is going on in India and how it is going on in other parts, it's all completely different. And what I made to understand that you have a whole plethora of things going to be a part of. It's not only India, it's a world. You're a
Yeah.
world citizen right now, not a Bihari citizen or not a Delhi citizen.
Very
You're a
well said.
world citizen. Make yourself like this only. If you're being enrolled for any kind of education at any point of time, you're eligible for any kind of fellowship, you're eligible for any kind of grant, and people are doing. But the only thing is, it's not getting more popularized. It's not going more aware. So I we have as platform just going to give this thing in terms of opportunities, many other things on a single platform so the youth can join. We have made a lot of interactions offline, online with students that has taken a lot of help to them, and we are continuously doing that.
Wow, that's not just ambitious, aspirational, but very worthy of attention in terms of all the key tenets that you have mentioned, right? And the best part is, and I think in that I'll say you've spoken like a true personality or persona of Bihar, that we are global citizens of the world. The world is one, and we should think like that, right? And that's something which is in the roots that we come from, being from the land that boasts of how it was never about empires but right governance, how it was about leadership. And it's not just about leadership by birth but by intention and action, kind of following it. So very well put. And I'll take a cue from there and ask you, what is your vision of the world today? Lots of things are happening. You want to, and just I think initially we started with that conversation. It's all about what you want to listen to, right? Or what you want to look for. You want to look for what is going wrong with the world. Well, then the state can be very depressing in a way. But if we want to look for the good things that are happening in terms of human evolution, progress, etc., there's a lot of good as well that is happening. There's an equal amount of awareness and an equal amount of kind of the sense of depletion when it comes to civilizational growth and culture and history. So talk to me about what your vision of the world is as a global citizen of the world.
Yeah, see, we right now are into the world of wars. If you can see
Yes,
everywhere, you can able to see the wars, and that wars are not for anybody's own victory; it's for defeat for everyone. So war
absolutely.
can't be said a win-win for everybody. So that should be something that needed to be taken along, and I'm forcing that it's going to be taken because see, the world you can say today is an equal opportunity for anybody at any point of time for any part of population across world. You can say Africa, we are working with many other countries also. So even I have seen the Africa from the lenses point of view, it's same like as a Bihar village is there. So it's not we have to do a lot of things for development. So the first thing is about people development. The people development at, you can say, for India, the technology is going to have a lot of impact. Right now we are having the weapon of technology. You can able to use it in for destroy also. You can use it for convergence and for the big all good things also. So my basic understanding to have it for good. And the only person or the only age group that can able to make this turn is the age group of 16 to 35, and that is
Yes,
I think around 66% of the world population. And the decision makers are more about 50 plus, but they're influenced by the voters, and that are into the same category that I told about 16 to 35. So if a person between 16 to 35 is having this kind of impact or foresightedness about the world, that is going to have a mental peace, going to have a love, going to have a harmony all around. So then only they are going to have the change of the corridors in the whole across all the commerces across world. So I believe the world is going in the right direction, and the people like me and you and other who really want to have a really happy, or you can say peaceful life rather than happy. It should come as a profession. Peace should come to as a religion. Peace should come to as that we live into. So that is very much required. And that's why the student community, wherever they're into graduation, where they're in colleges, where of industry interaction, they should be knowing what is their prime objective from their inherent characteristic. Everybody is having its own kind of understanding of the world and its own. So
true.
first you need to know yourself at what you are made for. The world is about the people. It's not about the animals. It's not about the other part of things. It's for the people. It's about the human being. So a human being should be there to love the other human being. So if you have the compassion for living others in a coherent, in a familiar, in a social environment, then only we can able to see a better world. And as you can say, the kind of population we are growing, the kind of competition we are going to have, it's unparalleled if you compare from any part of the civilization. So in the coming part of world, I able to see lot of competition, so lot of mental peace. So we first need to have a daily dose of meditation, daily dose of understanding our own things, and taking something slow. We are just going at a fast pace and don't know
Yes,
why. So we need to understand that we need to be slow. We need to be slow for us. We need to be slow for our families. We need to give time for others and also for you also. You are also first person that had going to be taken yourself. Even in war, I can understand if a person is there as a soldier, he is having his own daily life, he is having all those things that's required to be. So be even you are in fighter plane, you have to be your own life, you have to be very much stable. I can able to give just example that if you are on road of any country, even a thief or a burglar is going to apply the brakes. He has to make his mind. So this kind of sensation a person is having in his own frame of mind is everywhere where there is a kind of belongingness. So you
Very,
can be good or bad in your profession, but you can't be good or bad when you are in the public life. You have to be seen, have to be like with the world. You can't say that I'm into the home, I'm not being seen. Today you are everybody being seen. Data is something that already be with everybody is having knowing about you. So whatever you utter a single sentence in your social media or even in the whispers of industry or even to any part of comment, you should be very, very much professional. You should be very, very much understanding what you're going to write. Even a comment of today can able to make a in the coming days or years. You don't know. So you have to be much persuasive in detailing anything to anybody, and you have to be with you. You have to be what you are. You should not be making yourself have to be more understanding and be honest with yourself. On advice you can able to give to anybody. So whatever if you are very much okay with you, if you are very much uh, compassionate with you, and all to world a better place to live.
very beautifully put. I think that is the true essence. If you start to feel that the world is your home, you will be able to do much, much better. So, can you hear me? Okay, do you see me or do you not? Because your video is very blurred.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
No, no.
now. Okay,
Yeah,
for
I
me,
think the network issue is there, but I'm able to see.
do one thing. Turn
Is it
off your
okay?
video for a second.
I think.
Turn off your video for a second. I could hear you, but the video went away. So yeah, okay. Now, uh, now turn it back on again.
Is it okay?
Your voice is breaking. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm able to hear you. But is
Okay.
it audible from my side?
It is, but I can't see you now.
Is it is it okay, or should I change the network once?
Wait,
Just give me a minute. Just give me.
let me stop recording for a second, first. So, as I was saying, your message is very wonderful, and I feel that entire humanity, in a way, resonates with it. In fact, if we go to, the classic game theory structure of the prisoner's dilemma, that also ends up proving that war in every case is a loss. There's a much better way of collaborating with the world that can end up taking us on the right path of progress. And another very beautiful thing that you've said is, you started with being a global citizen, and you talked about being a citizen of the world. And it's very true. When we feel that this place is a home, uh, we feel that, okay, now I cannot harm anybody. Now that might question the whole premise of Mahabharat, but for sure, when you have that sense of love and compassion for everybody, and if we can continue to learn from our mistakes, we can stop probably weaponizing progress. And in fact, instead, look at uh, what are the healing properties of progress, and not just continue to exploit it for supremacy, or for the sense of uh, you know a battle which will end up only getting all places and all people to lose, except for a few who might think that they're winning, and that too not in the long run. um, so with that sense of a vision for the world, and your whole investment in terms of your, I think you talked about a lot of things, but I feel that your passion has been the biggest and strongest in terms of youth story, especially empowering the youth, right? How does that connect back to your vision for Bihar? And as you dive in, I want you to, help all of us reflect on maybe a little of the glorious journey that we've had, the struggle. For me, it's often a sinusoid, it's a sinusoidal wave that we went through a very premier time, then we dipped, and I have a sense that now our time is coming back. And as much we are trying to empower the youth as well is hungry to, just take it all in and actually change the world, if we may say. So with all the nuances of it that you get to see, and in fact you talked about my presence in the US, or in fact the presence of people from our country and our state specifically across the world, celebrating regional festivals to to festivals that are of importance across the country, and taking it to a whole different level now, and giving it not just a sense of kind of a certain ritual, but the sense of the spiritual aspect of it, or the sense of the peace aspect of it, the sense of what makes you feel reminded that I have to be on the path of good and not so much on the path of destruction, right? So I feel that there's a strong theme that's going around the world in terms of representation of hope. And when we bring it back, all eyes are actually always kind of looking back at home. So when we think about it, I'm here, living in the United States, but since the time my parents have moved back to Patna, all I can think about is the Chhat Ghat and Maithili, and the amazing food that they are relishing and I'm not being able to. So I feel that all of us have that connect, and we are continuing to come back to the platform and see how we can create that impact in that ecosystem that we talked about. So take me through it. You're right there, you're at the heart of it all. What is your vision for Bihar? How does it translate in today's world? And just talk about the journey that we've had as well.
Yeah, so talking about Bihar is something that gave me goosebumps because when I was in Bihar for 4 years during my study, I was not even imagine the kind of startups are going to be there in Bihar. We not imagine that Bihar is now fluttering with lot of investment in terms of infrastructure, in terms of e-commerce, in terms of startups still. We have seen the Thai Patna taking its own offices there. Now VCs are coming there. They're having a sense that Bihar is not something to be invested. Lots of law and order and other problems. But now it has not been there. It's a kind of perception. I have been to Bihar Investors Summit in 2023, where I met the minister and also met the agency secretary. And I asked them that, sir, I was in Bihar, I am from Bihar, but not been there for being as an employment opportunity. So what do you think that can anybody who is not in Bihar can able to return to Bihar in coming years or so? So he said, I am not from Bihar itself. I am from Odisha, but I have been an IS officer in Bihar and I can able to see the kind of growth Bihar is having. It's all about perception. I'm having a perception that Bihar is changing. So it's first you need to have a perception that Bihar is changing. If you can able to see the Bihar, you can able to see if you go through the social media, main social media, not able to see the good stories of the Bihar. You
Yeah.
can able to see what is the wrong happening, and it's kind of controversy that always take a first step in the media. But there's a requirement of giving the good of the Bihar also. Bihar is something you already said that's good for the relishing kind of foods and festivals. And even I was not knowing that Bihar is having its own kind of dance also, like a Jijia I have been directed.
Yes.
So nobody was knowing that Bihar, even Mithila is having its kind of festivals like. So everybody is knowing Dandiya all over India, all over world, but not Jhijia. So we have directed a indigenous kind of festival that has been taken during the Kali Puja, and the Jhijia dance is there, and that is not for ages. So we have shooted that in itself in Darbhanga, and you will wonder to know that the participants are not speaking Maithili; they are speaking Hindi. So they're not knowing even that they are into Darbhanga, but they want to just copy paste what they're seeing in the social media. If you talk Hindi, it's good, but if you talk Maithili, it will take in a different distance. And English is something out of their mind itself. So basically, we need to nurture what is there. We need to celebrate what is there. in kinds of Bihar, you can say it's a lot of opportunity. The kind of the rivers, the kind of the fertility, the kind of people, the kind of connection, the kind of religious tourism. Right now, you have see Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh. Now it's time for Sita Madi. Sita Madi is a place from where the Sita Mata has came. It's a Mithila is called from the Raja Janak. It's a Mathil. Even the Sita goddess is known for the Mithila, but very few people know across the world. It's only Ram, but nobody, even Ram can be taken away from Sita. So now it's a relativism. So there's going to be a straight road from the Ayodhya to Sita Madi. Sita Madi is going to develop like anything, and many other infra. I'm in from the infra company, so I know what kind of development. The six expressways are coming in Bihar in 2 or 3 years. There are around five airports already there, and I think coming greenfield airports, we got to talk about this uh, budget only. Around 15 greenfield airports are coming in Bihar. And when the airports will be coming, lots of development will automatically come there. What was
Yes.
the problem at certain point of time was the airports. If you talk about Uttar Pradesh, it is having around 21 airports, but Bihar was only having two or three. Only you can name still, it's only Darbhanga and only Gaya and Patna, only three. But now it is taking shape. It's already been into place. So in coming 5 years, we will to see a lot of happening things coming in Bihar. But see, when this all is going to happen, so you will having a lot of requirements of the youth population handling all those things. But today there's no institution there for making all those things. You talk about Makhana. Today it is talked even in world, Foxnet.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. And everybody know it. But you will might be knowing or not, only 90% of Makhana for whole of the world is produced by Mithila only. So, but nobody's knowing that this is something that we can churn upon now. Right now, only this in this budget, Makhan Research Institute has been given a shape, and many things are happening. But still, whatever you are able to see Makhana in US and whatever you see Makhana in Bihar, it's all completely different. Maximum good quality products are being exported. We are not consuming domestically. So that's kind of thing that is required to happen, that has required to take place from the government point of view, from the local point of view. You talk about startups, the kind of startups like Swiggy, Zomato you have seen. The similar kind of startups happening in Bihar, similar kind of happening in Patna. You can able to see the delivery boys from their own company that are replicating those things, organic farming startups are there, agri-based startups are there. Many you can just name, and the people are there. Thanks to Shark Tank that they given an entrepreneurship
Yes.
something that is taken a huge thing. But I would say even my managing director also said that there are two things. One is all professionalism and one is called entrepreneurship or the startupsism. Startups are something that is having a lot of hopes, lot of dreams, but they require professionalism. What I, as a professional, want the people should adopt this professionalism into their entrepreneurship spirit. Because see, just seeing the dreams can't able to reach you out. You have to follow a process. You have to professional in everything from your time, from your processes, from your compliances, everything you need to. You can grow up to certain level with your energy, but you can attain to a big level only by a system. What I already said, that what I'm doing is not only meets a system. A person can do a simple one thing, but two persons can do double. And if you can make it four, it can go four times. So you
Yeah.
need to have a collaborative vision. I always said to all the startups of Bihar that you should not be in the time of competition. It's not a thing that you have to be competitive. You have to collaborate. Yes, you can have your own NDAs, you can have your arrangements so that the business opportunity should not be like that. It is going to be competition for each another. But yes, definitely we need to understand that we need to collaborate at this point of time when we are just developing. And behind everything, we can't say that since this is a competitor to my business, I should not work with him. You should work with him. There are only 2,200 startups registered in Bihar startup, and I think only 50 or 60% of working aggressively, or you can say with a vision, and rest are just taking shape. So lots of things needed to be done, and lots of awareness needed to be done. Shark Tank can give only a sense, but not the developed processes. More kind of incubators, more kind of accelerators, VCs, more kind of people who already did it in other parts of the world need to visit Bihar, need to give them the on-site training, virtual trainings, internships. So many opportunities are there. If you talk about Bihar, you can say it is like something that you can't get part of. Even the last speech, when Prime Minister came to Bihar, he said, "We can't see a developed India without a developed Bihar." So we need
Absolutely.
to make it maintain that you can't just make it that we can develop other parts at own pace, but let Bihar its own. So whatever the things, even for the political regions also, Bihar is in name, and now it is giving a lot of budget part also. So now this is a time for new Bihar. It's time for the Bihar to develop. And in coming 5 to 10 years, we'll able to see a lot of things coming up. But I already said we are not having infrastructure, the people to take up this thing. So we need to train all the youths there. You even to train the people outside Bihar to come back and take a part in this progressiveness. As we said, that Bihar has developed many states, many world, but now it's time that Bihari should take their own, and even other people from the other parts of state should come to Bihar and make the thing in terms of progress.
I think you've talked about a lot of very important things, and especially if we were to look at Bihar versus people from Bihar, right? And it's not even a versus; it's more like when you think of progress, the people of Bihar are global, and they always have been. I think the whole conversation of if anybody is to go back and comb through history, they would understand that the people from Bihar always talk about the world as if they have an influence to it, right? But but when you talk about the people again, coming back to it, they're global, they're everywhere, they have been doing so well. But when you come to talking about the state, the infrastructure, the multiple requirements that have not yet been taken care of, I think that's what creates a perception which is far from reality, that anything and everything when it comes to in relation to the state is not progressing enough. So if we were to look at us, the long list of people at the UN, at engineering, the best of the engineering colleges across the world, um, people doing great businesses. In fact, we have been partnering into that group that is coming up, and there is a conversation around the whole semiconductor side of investment, right? So while we are talking about the culture aspect, which of course we strongly hold on to, there's a whole next level of investment that is coming up in the state, because of the intelligence, the kind of brain drain that happened from the sense of taking away from the state, it's all coming back to it. So people, politics, impact, I think all of that, and I say politics with a good sense of it, because without policies that come from political powers and parties, we cannot have great governance, we cannot have the right progress. So very well put. Now I'll just go back to something you talked initially about, um, which is the movies, etc., that you intended to work on alongside with your national award winner friend, and also the sense of pride that we want to instill in the coming generations, including our own, in order to kind of see the right reflection of the roots. A perception that Bhojpuri music doesn't have great music, but that is probably going back to the point that people get what people are seeking. But there is a very strong tradition across all regional languages, across all regions of Bihar, which is instilled in the sense of um, culture, tradition, roots, respect. Um, so how do you kind of marry the two when you're thinking about the content that you want to produce? We see today a lot of influencers on Instagram have taken it to a whole next level. I mean, I can tell you this from a personal experience. I think this the last year's Chhat, the key festival that we all kind of relate to, was so global that I was sitting in my living room and I could feel the power of it, right from straight from the ghats of Patna, the ghats of other regions in Bihar, to the ghats across the world that we have, we had created as a makeshift. So talk to me a little about the content, how you're trying to take the narrative, back in control, so that we can present the right picture and influence a lot of good conversations around it and make that a medium for inspiration.
I think when you're talking about Maithili, I should talk more in Maithili itself. So okay.
Absolutely.
So you
Yes.
can translate for the other reasons. मैथिली हमरा बाजे नहीं आबै छलै जखन हम अपन स्कूल में रहिए, लेकिन जखन हम अपन प्रोफेशन में एलियै, जखन पापा मम्मी बाजै छलखिन तऽ हमरा बुझलियै बहुत स्वीट लैंग्वेज छै। मतलब जखन अहाँ मैथिली बाजबै तऽ अहाँके कोनो चीज ई नहि बुझायत कि अलग से बाजि, मतलब अहाँ केकरो बातो सुनेबै ना, केकरो अहाँ गुस्सो करबै तऽ अहाँ बहुत प्यार से करबै, अहाँ एना किया, अहाँ अहाँ मतलब इज आप in
Yes.
Maithili. So it's
Respect.
sweet
Yeah.
language. You can say from the whole of the India, even the world, I can say the sweetest language. So anybody, I mean, जब आप बोलते हैं मैथिली, when you talk मैथिली, you will say yes, you are relaxed. You have beat something that you just make something make smooth yourself. So it's a kind of, even Mithila is known for its kind of Atithi Deva Bhava thing, and it's the Mithila that has taken the Ram as their Pahun, you can say.
Yeah.
So it's a whole, you can say, the ancestral ceremony we have seen, the kind of tradition we have seen. So Mathili is something you need to be proud of. As of now, I think the 2 crore Mathlis are all across the India or the world, but no newspaper is in Mathli. There's no news channel is in Mathli. There's no podcast in Mathli. There's no conversation going on, though people are knowing. So it was yesterday's days when people are speaking Mathli and able to do in homes in their villages, but now people are migrating to the big cities or even the big countries, but still the communities are there. So it's a great platform if anybody can able to make it, that we want to a part of, to make the Mathli films, Mathli videos, and in the contemporary things. It's not like that we are making in the old fashioned thing. We just want to make in the today's world. We also have a rap song in Jackson Hall in Mathili by Shloka. So we want to take the steps as per the today's demand. We are not the old fashioned people. We are the new people fashion, new age generation, but want to do what is required with the old. We can't say old, it's own tradition, it's our tradition. So we need to understand the language or the Matrbhash is only which can able to bond you apart from the caste, creed, religion, politics. If you have your own languages, you can say yes, I'm a Mathil. You can't say I'm a Hindu, I'm a Muslim, or I'm a Jain, whatever. It is you as a language. So language can able to have a lot of impact in terms of society equipment, in terms of development. All people want development in terms of money, definitely. So when the films will be there, the kind of sets will be there, you can able to make an example of the film industry in Bollywood. It is more or more concentrated on the western parts in Mumbai or Gujarat or in the southern parts of Hollywood. So lots of job opportunities are there. When we have made the shooting of the Jackson Hall in Madhubani itself, we have made a temporary jobs to lots of local people itself, be it the actors, be it the cameraman, be it the spot boy, be it the set designers, everything. So that kind, even you can able to roam around Bihar. Now the Bihar government has come up with the film production for policy also. They are giving a lot of impetus to that, that you should shoot locally. Even you can say about the Bhojpur, it's not being shooted in the Bihar. It is shooted outside. So what is the way of just using that language for your own kind of business? You should use your own kind of land. You have a lot of, you can go through Mithila, lots of poker. You can say the kind of lakes are there. It's a,
Pag
you
pag
can
pokhar
just
pan makan. Mithila ko pehchan.
exactly. Ah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can have, we have the first film Matla Makan that has been taken in 2016 by the president as a national award. So my friend Nitin Chandra has got that award. Now the second film Jackson Hall has taken the international level, and now the third film, the Bhojpuri or Karyetti, you can able to see it's on a very touching subject of the female foeticide, and also on the uh, uh, rang bhed, and the kind of people have the hatred intense. If the girl is black color, you should not get that kind of recognition. So we are taking on that subject, but we have suited it within the ara, we have suited it within the villages. So it's a kind of job environment that we are going to create through these kind of films. It's a kind of understanding of the local values that we are able to create. A kind, you can have the literature also. Vidyapati is something that need to be proud upon. There are many other things. If you
Absolutely.
go through Jackson Hall, able to see it's not about the crime thrilling. It's all about what we have done in past. So when we are having a proud of what we have done, what our ancestors had done, we'll definitely feel a sense that we are a Bihari, we are a Mathil.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely agree. And if I may also, take like a step back from English for a second and switch to Methili, I welcome the idea of actually starting, a conversation wholly and solely in Methili. तो हम हमहू बहुत समय में मैथिली बाजै से कलिए एक एकटा बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग एकटा कहानी छलै कि हमर कॉलेज में एकटा आई एस ऑफिसर छथिन जे एलखिन आई एस ऑफिसर से बहुत छथिन बिहार से तो एलखिन ओ बाजै लगलखिन बहुत बढ़िया इंग्लिश में सबटा अपन स्पीच तीच देलखिन हम गेलहुँ हुनकासँ बात करै लए कियाकि हमर सबके कनि जे छै हमर पिताजी के हुनकर कोनो मतलब बातचीत रहे हम गेलियै स्पेशली हुनका धन्यवाद दै लए तो जखन हम हुनका से भेंट केलहुँ ओ सीधा हमरा से मैथिली में बात करऽ लगलखिन आ ई हमर 12th क्लास के बात छै हम कॉन्वेंट स्कूल में पढ़ै छलहुँ आ हम हमेशा जे छै यूपी साइड में रहलियै तऽ घर में मैथिली तऽ सुनिते छलहुँ हमसब लेकिन हम मैथिली बाजै नहि छलहुँ ओतेक तऽ ई जे इंसिडेंट भेल कि एतेक नमहर पद प्रतिष्ठा के केओ व्यक्ति अहाँसँ अहाँके भाषामे कियाकि अहाँ ओतय से छियै तुरंत बात कऽ रहल छथिन आ अहाँके नहि आबैए ई बहुत चिंताजनक छै तऽ ओहिके बाद हम बहुत कोशिश केलियै आइ जे छै हम कनि मनि मैथिली बाजि लै छी हम हमर माता पिता से तऽ माँ बाबूजी सब तऽ बहुत बढ़िया मैथिली बाजै छथिन हमर तऽ ओहन लेवल एखनो नहि छै लेकिन एकटा बहुत ई दोसर एकटा चिंता के बात ई छै कि हम सब देवनागरी तऽ पढ़ि लै छी कियाकि हिंदी भारतीय छी तऽ हिंदी एकदम हमरा सबके लेल आ खास कर बिहार में जतेक शुद्ध विशुद्ध हिंदी बाजल जाइ छै ओ ई प्राइड से आबै छै कि हम भारत के सबसे बेसी कंट्रीब्यूट केलहुँ हैं भारत बने में हिस्ट्री के अनुसार लेकिन आब जे छै तिरहुत नहि छै तऽ हमसब मैथिली पढ़ितो छी तऽ हमसब देवनागरीए के लेवरेज कऽ के पढ़ै छी तऽ तिरहुत के जे छै आचार व्यवहार अगर बढ़े तऽ आब हमसब तऽ आब एआई के जमाना छै तुरंत सबटा लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेशन कऽ दै छै अगर हम सब टेक्नोलॉजी के यूटिलाइज कऽ सकै छी कल्चर के रीइन्विगोरेट करे के लेल बहुत बढ़िया रहतै तऽ ई हमर एकटा मैथिली सेगमेंट भेलै स्पेशल अहाँ संगे बहुत नीक लागै छै मैथिली बारे में अहाँ एकदम ठीक कहलियै कि मैथिली गर्व के बात खाली नहीं छै मैथिली अपन आइडेंटिटी के बात छै आ अपन बात करते लागे चूड़ा दही के मिठास अहाँ के जे छै मन में भेट जायत my mother said that I asked her why is it that I did not speak it for such a long time specifically but I feel so close to my own language so and I'm very kind of rooted in it so she said something very beautiful that the language your native language is equivalent to your mother's lap your mother tongue is equivalent to your mother's lap and that is the comfort that you feel when you speak in your own language so I have to share this a little story also with all the audience and especially with people who are listening from our roots in our community that anybody I find here and I live in the US anybody I find here who can even understand Maithili I start speaking I I stop speaking in English immediately I start switching to Maithili because that's the happiness that you feel like the comfort you feel even when among strangers.
Yeah, I want to add something here, just
Please
in
do.
same terms. Yeah.
Yes.
As you said, your mother tongue is your mother's lap. I have not my mother with me right now. So when she left, I only dedicated a video on her name. So whether she's here or not,
Yes.
so I will feel that whatever I have made, so it will be for world, it will be for times to come. So it's a my way of dedication. Some people do many things for their father, forefathers. But what I did a video in Jijia and I did a video in Siadhia and dedicated to them. So it is wholly dedicated to my parents that are not with me. So it's basically you can do whatever thing. There are lots of population in world who are not knowing math, but they are very much interested into. So it's not about the Lipi or the Tirhuta or the Devanagari. You can have a conversation. Conversation is not having a kind of requirement of Lipi. You can just have verbal translation And now you can say about the Google has also taken Mathli as its language and it's having translation. Even India is having lot of things going on in Mathli language with transcribing and everything. So lots of things coming up. Lot of people are there know about. So they are taking up this. But again, the same thing is if the tools are there, if the opportunity, who is going to take upon? It's all about when you have the belongingness with your own roots, then only. The same thing will happen if you compare with other languages like Oriya or the Gujarati or the Punjabi. The people are more inclined, they want to have this thing. So we need to have all those tools are already there. If you have English and you want to nurture, tools will be there. You can say the AI is having generating English translation and as well as Mathli translation. There's 2 crore people who are speaking Mathli. So if you can have a podcast in Mathli itself, there's lots of things. And now it's a world where you have to take a niche that is not a common thing. So working in a Mathli language is going to transform many things. I have seen many startups coming up with their own content in Mathli, but not taking a big leap. The only problem is they start, but they don't feel that kind of elevation and they come down. But it's kind of pursuance, it's kind of persistence that's required for any kind of content creation. And same is required. And same is required for Bihar also. We are here for push. But if this goes in wrong way, definitely it's going to be a downfall. So we as a person, as a profession, have this opportunity and also the accountability to take it forward. Be it kinds of language, be it kind of development, be it kind of understanding your own things or understanding our own tradition.
Very beautifully put again. And I think that's a message to all of us across the world. And while we are speaking about Bihar and Maithili, and of course, Bihar has multiple other languages, I love to call them, like my Moseri languages, if I may use a little bit of Hindi. So, for anybody, I think to respect your roots, to respect and understand and love your own native makes you an amazing human being. I have just two more questions for you. I know you've given me a lot of time. Thank you so much for it. One is to directly pivot from what we are just talking about, which is you recently had, and congratulations, I should start with that note. So, congratulations, your article got published in Bihar Journal, right? Talk to me about it because I feel that relates directly to your vision, your aspiration, inspiration, and your kind of your passion to make Bihar the global next and the global best.
Thanks for the congratulations.
Of
Yeah,
course.
recently my article that has been co-authored by Harsh Raj, that is the CEO of Future Story and IIT Patna undergraduate. So, and that has been unveiled by the Honorable Governor of Bihar in a recently conducted Grand Tech Road Initiative 5.0 event just last Sunday. So, the vision of my Bihar is being put into words. That's a simple thing. I have a lot of things to talk about. I'm talking about, but that I have never put down into in terms of strategies. I have not put down into requirements. But when I got that call for paper, I and Harsh just sat for the whole night because the deadlines is there that we can't able to give more time. So he just wake up the whole night. I have make certain he has made. So we have called it whole night because I said it's kind of, he said, how we get the time for all this. It's all about the priorities. We have given that we have to submit the paper up to this date. After and we just able to understand after a later point of time. It's we are having that only 3 days or 2 days left, so, but we have the ideas, we have to put into paper. So that publication that will be coming to public in certain point of time on website that you can give the link also. So the basic idea behind my his vision for Bihar is to have a Bihar where everybody is having his own identity, every youth is having his own persuasion or passion, and everyone who is there in Bihar should have a sense of ownership of
Yes.
whatever he is doing upon. It's not about what others want to do, you have to do. You have to do what you have to do. And what you have to do, you have to get yourself aware of. So we have given a lot of strategies being there. We have given a kind of education system that is required to be placed into Bihar. That is also been into giving the primary education in the regional language. You can say the Matrabhasha, as the other states are doing. We are also giving and suggestions, and now that is with the government too, so that can take shape also. We have given the startups ideas also at how the indigenous brands or the indigenous food processing unit can be developed into Bihar. We have given in terms of infrastructure also that how the airports or the other industrial hubs are going to have a transformation and how people are going to have a impact on this. We have given a lot on things on the youth education and the youth development from the skill development. Like we don't want the Bihari youth population to just go with the government jobs. That's the basic mindset there. We have to go with your profession. We have to come out with new ideas. We have to come with the incubators. We have to come with the accelerators. And it should not only be in Bihar. I already said, you are a world citizen. You have
Yes.
to think yourself that you're a Bihari. You should not be called a Bihari. Sometimes it's like a wrong acronym that Bihari is something. I said, yes, I'm a person. I'm a learner. I'm a person first, then a engineer, then a Bihari, then a somebody else. So you are a first person. So you have to understand that you have to learn from the world experiences. You have to learn from your old aspects what you're good at. Bihar is having lots of traditional things. Bihar is having a lot of understanding of the hospitality industry. It's having a
Yes.
lot of industry in the food processing industry. So we have taken a multi-pronged approach. I think it's a 10, 15 page article. That's a huge thing, and
Yes.
it's definitely going to give a new landscape to the coming Bihar and also the youth. I have mentioned more about the schemes that government should popularize in terms of youth education, in terms of skill education, in terms of incentives to the persons in schools for their understanding. As I said, Hers during his school days only made a project that has been widely recognized by the IITs. Why not a person living in Sihar or in Madhubani or Darbhanga or in a village can able to? When I
Yeah.
have been into Bihar in my villages, I seen people having a lot of ideas, but not having that kind of propulsion or kind of platform where he can able to work upon. So it's not only government; it's about a public policy. It's about a public-private partnership that can come up. It's a government initiative taken back with the industry's help and taken back with the other institutions like UNICEF or the United Nations. Anything can help it out. It's upon you have to take a leap upon. As I said, A. Bihari at certain point of time is having the secretaries of around 75% of ministries across India. So
Yes.
if IAS persons are there at that point of time and they can even start doing a certain thing for their own state, for their own villages, you can able to see a lot of difference coming from the next day itself. And now it's happening also. So now I think it's a big time that every student being in Bihar or outside Bihar, if he feels he is a Bihari and he's a proud Bihari, can able to contribute. So we have mentioned many steps, many other things that are required from as a person, as an institution, as a government, or as a public policy. So we have made all those things in the paper, and it's a white paper. It's open to all, so it will available to public also. And I would like that everybody who is listening to give us suggestions, and also if able to make it to the authorities that are required to act upon, so that we can able to make more recognition to have an impactful society in the Bihar.
That is amazing. And if you are okay with it, I would love to link it
Yeah,
when
you
I
can.
do publish
Yeah, it is
this.
a public document. Yes, yes, it's
Yes.
you can.
Absolutely. I think, everything that you've mentioned is very, the best part is it's not just a strategic conversation. It's an execution, step by step kind of a plan that you are proposing to people, and people can immediately start taking action around it. And I also hear that there is a lot of white space in terms of, not just contributing back for the sake of being noble, but there's a lot of opportunity. And I would like to push anybody who's listening to it, and in fact I would promote it as much as possible, be it Bihar or be it, places across the world that are, that have the potential of progress but are not yet there. I feel there's a very strong business sense and business opportunity in going and, partnering in the progress that people can take, and in fact mentoring the youth, taking up entrepreneurship roles, and helping strengthen the ecosystem. That in the longer run is going to be good for everybody. But as I say that, a lot of people, for example, even if it is somebody like me, right, who would maybe want to come back and affect change by channeling my own agency for the state or for the people or for the country or for the world, in fact, I feel that a lot of times it's very easy to get lost in the magnanimity of it, right? So to feel that you are just one person in a whole global world. So that brings me to my final question to you. basis your experience, and you have been able to be in the execution and not just talk about it, right? So you are the best person to take advice from. So I ask you, what is your message for people who want to affect that change but feel lost or alone in that journey? And how should they continue to inspire themselves to stay on the path and be like, no, I just have to hold on and I will get there. And b, what are the sources that they can take help from, or to sustain their own process?
Very great question and needed to. Even the same situation I had 2 years back. I was not knowing how to contribute to Bihar, though having a vision, having a money to having a time also. So what I did, and I also suggest everybody, be on LinkedIn. Don't be on Insta or Facebook to search the good things about Bihar. It's not there good. But yes, on LinkedIn you can able to connect to me. I can able to channel out to the best of the best persons in Bihar who are able to give the things. Since I am there, I already done the homework, so you can able to hand. I can have a hand holding for you in terms of investment. I said business, but in a lots. Cannot able to understand what kind of business opportunities are there and what kind of investment government is going to take. So if government is going to contribute and going to invest, definitely it's going to be in somebody's pocket. So it could be in terms of business also. So lots of opportunity in infrastructure, schools, colleges, logistic hubs. Even Gaya is not now having an own industrial city. There are 12 industrial cities coming out in whole of the India, where Gaya is also one of them. So lakhs and lakhs of crores investment are coming. So you can just able to understand in what capacity, in what sector you want to have. Government is supporting a lot, but I can't say it's 100% supporting because the mindset of the government is not that much good as it should be. But yes, the kind of persons there in the industry department or the Type Patna, or you can say the GTRI event, Aditi ji Hayes, many persons are there doing their own things. Now, I want them all to be collaborative enough. There are many incubation centers. There are incubation centers in IIT Patna, then you center through other states. There are many other things. I know I can narrate them also, but it's upon you. What is your niche to understand Bihar and in what capacity you want to develop or give back to Bihar? If you want to have in terms of business, there is a lot of thing that is going to be taking place. Many startups are churning, even if not startups, many big industries are coming out. If you are an investor in terms of business, you can come out, you can directly meet the minister. He's really helpful and he will give you many, even you can say the big ministers from the industries, from the central are from Bihar itself. MSB ministry is from Bihar, processing ministry is from Bihar, Panchayat Raj ministry is from Bihar. So everything, whatever you're able to see, it's from Bihar itself. Even the Bihar government is having a lot of things. Okay, now the institutions we can say Bihar is having a lot of elite institutions like IIT, it is CI, it's the Chandrakut Institute of Management. It is having a law university in terms of IIM Bodh Gaya. So everything you can. Now you're coming to the technical institutions. There are around 150 engineering. There are around 54 engineering colleges, and out of that, 38 districts, 38 government engineering colleges. Now coming to the medical, it's lot of new medical colleges. I think every district is going to have its own medical colleges in coming days. Okay, I talked about the kind of infrastructure in terms of roads and airports. It's really Darbhanga Airport is already working. 600 crore project is already there in for the new terminal. The Bihta Airport is coming up. The Patna Airport terminal is also revamping. This is all already tendered. Apart from this, I altered around 18 greenfield projects or brownfield projects in Purnia, Raxaul, and and other parts of Bihar that's going to have. So in next 5 years, lot of infrastructure things are happening. So when infrastructure is happening, since I'm an infrastructure person, I know many factories in terms of cement, steel, and other requirements of the industries coming. So you can able to make that kind of industries or factories there. Promotion policy from the Bihar government in terms of all sectors. They have made the clusters in Bihar for the businesses, and they are more based on what is requirement of the that specific district. They have the jute bag, they have the leather industry promotion. Many things are happening in terms of film production. Also, government is taken up with the new film production policy where they're going to incentivize the film produced and being made into Bihar. So government is also helping the kind of production or the content creation. Government is helping the creators of Bihar even from their own public media forum. So even students who want to have that kind of thing that can be taken upon. In terms of tourism, the industry and tourism minister is having taking I'm just giving an example that they have government is come with a breakfast and better scheme. Like you, if you are in some village only and you want to have a like Airbnb thing, as you said in the other parts, and you're having a 3 4 rooms that can be taken for a visitor to come, government going to incentivize and give subsidy. So many things are, they're not known to the public at large, but that is there. So there are many things people are coming, and for entrepreneurship itself, government is having Mukhyamantri Udyami Yojana, where any person is having the income less than 6 lakhs and able to avail a interest-free loan of 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. Even the startup Bihar is giving a 10 lakh rupees 0% interest, you can say loan, and that is for 10 years. So lots of incentivization is there. It's all upon where, how, in which field you want to enter upon, and to reach upon, there are many good groups there, we can help you out. There are many good persons being in Bihar, outside Bihar, they are going, as you said about semiconductors. We are going to have a lot of conversations with the industry minister. We are going to have a lot of understanding with the MOUs with the other industries. That is, we should hope that in coming days some semiconductor industry unit going to be placed in Bihar, because it's really having a lot of raw material that is used in the semiconductor that is already prevalent in Bihar. So lots of things that are there in Bihar. It's all the time where, how, and who has to optimize it in the best possible way it is. In terms of education, also, if you want to contribute to edtech, there are many things. If you just have an understanding the Blinkit and Swiggy, it's something like the quick commerce in 10 minutes that started operating into Patna. Now Amazon and Flipkart is having its own base in Patna and other parts also. So what they deal with everything, whatever you feel that should be with a person who is living in other parts of India can able to access within Patna or the other good parts of the Bihar. And if not, it is an opportunity for you to invest upon and can able to do it. Because now it's now the time for the big cities. It's time to come back from the big cities to smaller cities. Tier two, tier cities are something that is going to take the new shape of India. And now Bihar is ready for that. And I think people from the Delhi NCR and Bangalore, due to the population, due to the pollution or the congestion and jam, are coming back to Bihar itself. Even the many Bihari population working with the IT industries are coming back to Bihar. It's only a part that internet is required to be. Now they're having a seamless connectivity of internet, and the government is going to have a grid connectivity with every village in Bihar that is going to give a 5G network and a 100 Mbps network. So if internet is there, any type of industry can be taken up. I have many friends who are coming back to Bihar from Delhi itself to have their own profession. They are having the work from home business. So there are a lot of, just you can understand. And for getting all those things, there are many social media platforms, the government, and the poor, I can say the ugly part and the sorry part is the persons of Bihar not following them. The startup Bihar initiatives are there, but people are not talking about. I said it's a controversy that everybody talking about, not the good initiatives. So if you really want to have, search it out. I said searching is something that is required rather than getting feedback. So if you search the good Bihar, you can able to get the good news. I'm having the Google links, or you can say the understanding of the Google that how you want to train them. It is going to come back to you. If you search good words, it will come back with that kind of suggestion. If you can just color, I'm just giving an alert of what I have done in last 2 years. I just not knowing what all happening in Bihar and Darbhanga. So I've just put a Google alert about Darbhanga and the Bihar and industry. So the day any news come up with the Bihar, I'm able to get it through my mailbox. So that kind of thing give me a recognition that it's what good happening. If I just give a crime in Bihar, definitely doing will come back to me. So if you really want to have a good Bihar in your narrative, search it out. Use the Google. Use the whatever the things you have with you in US, in any part of country. Just internet is all there. You have to search the best part you want to be.
Very true, very true. And thank you so much. That's great advice. In fact, not just a call to all people who want to kind of, contribute back home, but in fact, globally, this can be an advice to anybody who wants to contribute, go to their roots, go back home, or just start working into something that probably might be a different pivot from what they might have been following as a career so far, or maybe with it, just like you. So I feel that this has been truly one of the most inspiring conversations that I've had. I am always grateful for our collaboration, and in fact, there's a lot that I feel that we would be collaborating in the future as well about. Um, but at the same time, thank you so much for your time today. This, I feel that all revolutions start with words first, and that's why this conversation has been really important. With that, I would again say thank you, congratulations for being not just an amazing human being, not just being so accomplished, but for the journey that you have had the bravery and strength to take up.
Thank you, ma'am. And just I want to add upon something more, that the initiative we have taken, it's really required and it needed to be taken from the world perspective. What I have did for Bihar, it's truly in the same sense applicable for the other states and other parts of world also. Everybody who's living their own state should feel proud about, and more importantly, what is required to be proud about the new society and new generation. I have also worked with developing the education strategies for the rural youth, and I have advising another startup called Adult Classes that is going to give the marginalized students free education in the new way. As you said, it's not about the school what they are taking; it's required what is required to be taken upon. It's a skill development that I am taking about, and I'm also helping the other startups, and I'm very much welcoming if somebody is there who can able to take my mentorship in whatever capacity I can able to help them. It will my privilege to them. So thanks to you for inviting me on this session, and it will be just one, and definitely we'll take it further whenever I feel there's something needed to be applauded and taken back. So I will take your help also, and I will also
Absolutely.
sort upon the audience that if you have a great idea for a great Bihar, even you are from not from Bihar, but you see that the development stage required something and have a good experience, kindly share with me. So thank you,
Absolutely.
Priyanka, for this time, and thanks a lot for the other audience for hearing me out at length.
Thank you so much. This has truly been the Impact interview.
Thank you.
Uh,